Thanks for joining, everyone. We will be starting in a few minutes, so at 2 minutes past the 11 o'clock. Let's give it 1 more minute for everyone to join, and we'll be starting. All right, let's get started. So good morning and thanks all for joining the Hubdoc and QuickBooks webinar. My name is JP and I look after a growing ecosystem of apps on QuickBooks. And this webinar is a part of a series of webinars we're doing on our most popular apps. I'm very pleased to introduce you to Hubdoc today. So just a few words of admin before we get started. Please type all your questions in the GoToWebinar chat. We will go through the demo first and then we'll take all your questions at the end. So this webinar is recorded and we will be emailing a record for those that have a hard stop. But please make sure you stay until the end. We have a quiz at the end and you can win a ScanSnap IX100, which I'm told is one of the best portable scanner, and it uploads documents straight into Hubdoc. So lastly, if you want to reach us to us at QuickBooks and talk about apps, so be it apps you want to learn about, apps you want to see integrated to QuickBooks, or even integration that are broken and we need to fix, you can contact me over Twitter and also just leave a message on the Facebook group. So with that, I will pass it over to Dylan from Hubdoc, who will take you through the demo. So there's an interesting fact about Dylan. He used to play ice hockey for the Australian national team. That's a key information to remember for the quiz as well. So just a hint. So over to you, Dylan and Leanne.
Thank you, JP, for the introduction. So I'm Dylan. I am an ice hockey player, believe it or not, despite the accent. I am Australian. So I'm a customer success lead here at Hubdoc. I'll be walking through basically how Hubdoc works, not only with QBO, but also with ScanSnap, which JP alluded to just a few moments ago, and showing you how you can create an automated bank reconciliation using ScanSnap to get the documents in, Hubdoc to process and file them, and obviously the matching features and bank reconciliation features in QBO. Now, we are also very lucky today to be joined by Leanne Davis, who is part of Intuit's Trainer Writer Network. Leanne?
Hi, Dylan.
Thanks, Leanne.
Hi, Dylan. How you going?
Good, thank you.
Thanks for having me today. So I am part of Intuit's Trainer Writer Network, which means that I help or contracted by Intuit to write a lot of their training and also deliver their training. So deliver the Pro Advisor training, certification training, and also SMB training. And I also own and run my own business that I use in Hubdoc every day. So hopefully I can give a few insights into how I use it in my workflow today.
Perfect. Thanks, Leanne. So for today, we're just going to go through a brief slide deck. As JP mentioned, we are going to have a quiz, so there is that Kahoot link at the bottom. So make sure at some point during the webinar that you do go to www.kahoot.it and put in that code, because that will be the code for the quiz today to win that ScanSnap IX100. So what we'll be doing is going through a brief deck, just an overview of Hubdoc, as I know that some of you are already using Hubdoc, or a lot of you are already using Hubdoc. Some of you are new to the platform, so just going through what we do and why we do it, and then from there into a demonstration of that automated bank reconciliation. Perfect. So just an overview, this is something that no one needs any introduction to, and basically we know that accounting has gone from being very mundane and paper-based and desktop-based as well, to amazing client relationships with the introduction of QBO Online. Where you can actually connect with a global client base, and a lot of our partners and a lot of QBO's partners are global, and the cloud has definitely facilitated that. And then Hubdoc, although you may not have heard of us here in Australia, we actually connected to QBO in 2014, so quite a while ago now, and we are one of QBO's strategic app partners as well. So we've been around quite a few years now, and we are absolutely in the game of automating mundane processes like paper-based stuff that nobody wants to do, like getting those receipts from documents and chasing clients up for documents. So here at Hubdoc, we have built a 5-star rated QuickBooks app on this premise. So we want a world where you never have to ask a client for a source document again. Things like bank statements, telcos, and utility bills, we never want that to be a pain point for you. We want you focusing on doing the advisory side and high value work as opposed to nagging clients. And we think we've done a pretty good job of that, as do QBO users, and that's why we're a 5-star rated QuickBooks app in the QBO App Store. And what we've found is a life without an automation tool like Hubdoc. 30% of your time is spent doing those mundane tasks like chasing clients for source documents. And when you do get those documents, they're usually receipts and paper documents that you have to manually enter into QBO. All of those paper documents we've found take up to 25% of a firm's office space, which is definitely a nightmare should you ever get audited and trying to actually bring those documents out. And not only that, it is just a waste of space that you could be using for bigger and better things. Now, all of these mundane tasks we found actually results in a QBO file being 60 days out of date. So what we want to do at Hubdoc is we want to streamline this process, make it as easy as possible to get the documents into QBO and that account to be up to date, so that this number drops dramatically and you have an audit-proof book, audit-proof QBO file, nice and easily. So how does Hubdoc do this? So at a high level, what we do is we auto-fetch. So what we do is we connect to hundreds of online suppliers. So we actually have over 200 of these in Australia, and even more of these globally. So it's definitely more than 200 on a global scale. That might be crucial later on. And we also allow you to upload them manually as well. So uploading via Snap Scanner, which we're going to be going through today, auto forwarding via your email and getting documents out of your email that way. And then have the Hubdoc mobile app as well. Now, like every processing solution, we do auto extract that information for you. But what we also do is we auto file. So Hubdoc has an automated filing cabinet that we're going to go through, and Leanne actually has some handy workflow tools that she uses with that filing cabinet because it is customizable, and Leanne will be sharing those with us. And then from there, we obviously create transactions and do an automated reconciliation in QBO, which is what we're going to be doing today. Now here at Hubdoc, if you're not using us, we actually have unbelievable customer support. It's something we absolutely pride ourselves on. If you look at Hubdoc in any Facebook group, you're going to be seeing comments like this, like Loretta Finnis, who is also from the TWN. Comments like this are absolutely what we live and breathe off, because we want to make sure that all advisors get the support they need with any platform. So Hubdoc is that platform, so we want to make sure that if it's during the work week, we'll get back to you within an hour. If it's on weekends or after hours, we will also support you. So it's not like we knock off at 5 and that's it. We will give you that support as well 24/7, because we know that that client work doesn't stop as much as we would like it to. So Leanne, I don't know if you've actually experienced our support or anything like that, or have any comments on that, but
I've used support, I think, only once. I find that it's all pretty easy. I don't need to use support. Everything works pretty well. So I don't know if that's a good answer or a bad answer. Yeah, but I don't need to use it. And anything that you do need, obviously, as bookkeepers, we do a lot of work at night and on weekends. We are all still doing that. So there's a really good support, a knowledge base on the website as well if you get stuck. So really 24/7, you've got answers to your questions.
Perfect. Thanks, Leanne. And so without further ado, we're going to be getting into the demo. So I just wanted a brief overview of Hubdoc and what we do there. And then we'll be getting into the nuts and bolts of it all. Just like I mentioned, this is the last time you're going to see Kahoot on the screen for a little while. So if you just want to go to www.kahoot.it and register that number there, sorry about that. You want to make sure you've got that registered, ready to go for the quiz after the demo. Perfect. Okay, so let's jump into a product demo. So if we get out of that, and we're going to be starting in QBO. So QBO has actually done an amazing job at allowing apps to connect nice and quickly to your QBO files. So it makes it easy for you to not only connect apps, but also manage them from the apps tab as well. So if you go to the apps tab here, you'll see there that you're going to be able to find apps there. So if you wanted to connect Hubdoc for the first time, you can come down and see it's one of the popular apps for accounting firms. You can also search for apps as well. So if there was other apps you wanted to use, or if you wanted to look for Hubdoc, you can get that there. Once you click on it, it'll take you to a page that will allow you to actually get the app. Now, if you've already connected the app, which we have in our case for today's webinar, what you can do is you can go to Firm Apps, and you actually launch the app from inside QBO. So you don't actually need to go to Hubdoc. You can actually launch the app from QBO, which is a really handy function. I didn't know about it until recently, and I've started to use it all the time whenever I'm using QBO. So it's a really, really handy feature. So pro tip for anyone that has Hubdoc connected to their QBO file. Now what you'll see is in just a moment, I'm taken to my VIP account, and I'm just going to toggle out of that. So to anyone that uses Hubdoc and you want to toggle out of your VIP account, just click those little stack icon there and go to My Hubdoc. Perfect. So this is the Hubdoc landing page. This is the organizations page where you not only manage your clients, but you also manage your staff. So at Hubdoc, we give every single advisor a free account for life because we know that you want to be recommending the best apps to your clients and understanding those apps. So we give you and all of your employees free accounts. Now, we'll go through how to sign up for that at the end of the demo. But if you do have staff members that you wanted to add, simply input their email address there. They'll be listed as a staff member. And then from there, you can grant them access to client accounts. Now, they'll only have access to the client accounts. They won't have access to your VIP account, obviously, because that's your practice account. Excuse me. That's your practice account with the practice information that they don't need. They just need the client's information to work on. Coming back here, you can also add a client account by clicking the Add a Client Account button, inputting the details of the client there, and then clicking Create Account. That'll send them an email with a link to confirm and add their account. There is different workflows that are available for that. So if you wanted to go through those workflows or anything like that, those resources are available as well. Perfect. Now we're going to be going into a client's account. And just a reminder, if you missed the start of the webinar, if you have any questions throughout these, please put them in the question panel in the Go to Webinar panel there, and we'll be getting to those at the end if we've got time. If not, we'll be shooting you emails afterwards as well to make sure we follow up with everyone. Perfect.
And,
so
Dylan, just one thing, I'm not sure depending on internet speed, but take some time when you scroll through the screens, just leave it time for to appear for everyone. Let us know in the chat if you want us to go slower or faster.
Yeah,
thanks.
Perfect. Thanks, JP. Sorry about that, everyone, if we're skipping through a little bit quickly. So here is the Hubdoc dashboard. So the Hubdoc dashboard is going to be that collaboration tool between you and your clients. So this is the exact same thing that your client would see when they log in. The only difference is that on the stack icon, so that little line, those little lines there on the left-hand side, you have the ability to toggle into your other client accounts or into your VIP account there as well, which obviously your client doesn't have. Now, the key part about Hubdoc is this auto-fetch documents. Now, auto-fetching is where we actually connect with hundreds of online suppliers, over 800 globally. And what we do is we connect to them and download the documents. So you can see this list here, banks, credit cards. If you wanted to get a list of these, please reach out to us at support@hubdoc.com.au and we can get back to you with that. And what we'll do is we'll actually fetch those documents, not only from banks, but also from online suppliers. So we'll actually show how that works in just a moment. So if you click on Add Account, so if you click that Add Account button there, once you click Add Account, what you'll see is this window will pop up with some of our most commonly used automated connections there. Now, if you had a connection that wasn't on the most popularly used, but it was one that you wanted to connect up, say Bunnings, for example. So if you wanted to connect up Bunnings there, simply type in Bunnings and you can see there that we actually connect to the Bunnings PowerPass account to automatically fetch your tradie clients' Bunnings transactions, which can be an absolute nightmare to get. So we get those and we get all of the historical documents. So we go back as far as what's available on the portal. So if we connect up CommBank here, so if I click on CommBank, input my credentials here and click Add Account, we're going to fetch everything that's available on the portal. Now, at Hubdoc, we understand that you don't want to have your client's credentials. So what we allow you to do is we allow your client to log in directly and they can put their credentials safely and securely into Hubdoc. Now, Hubdoc has two-factor authentication on login to make sure that all of this data is kept secure and it's all encrypted using bank-level encryption. So what you can see is these documents are actually coming into the document stream now. And what you'll see is we're automatically filing them. So this is like the preface to the auto filing system. So what we do is we create folders for sub-accounts for automated connections. So if you've got a client with 10 different bank accounts, we're going to create folders for the 10 separate folders for each of those separate sub-accounts. And what we do is we actually fetch on a going forward basis. So every single night, we're going to check the portal. And as soon as a new document is available on the portal, we're going to fetch it and we're going to bring it into Hubdoc for you so that you don't have to chase that client for the end of month bank statement. You can simply log into Hubdoc, click on the appropriate sub-account in that automated filing cabinet there. And from there, you can check the closing balance, check it against the QBO bank feeds that you've already got set up and are doing an amazing job at getting you that real-time data. And we get you that source document to verify that data. Now, we don't just fetch from banks, we also fetch from other online suppliers like Telstra and telcos, utilities, PayPal, Stripe, Shopify. Like I said, the list is over 200 Australian specifically and 800 globally. And so you can add any of those and just the same process. So put in your username, put in your password, clients can log into Hubdoc and do this, and then we're going to fetch those documents. Now I know Leanne, I know sometimes it can seem hard to get clients to do this. Leanne, you've had experience with this and have some pro tips on how to get your clients to add automated connections to Hubdoc accounts?
Yeah, Dylan, it's easy. Like obviously now with everybody in the cloud, you know, my clients are all over the country, so I'm not seeing them face to face. I can't go into their office and set this up for them while they're sitting next to me. So it's really easy over the phone or even just you know, on a Zoom or Skype call. Once they get that email and you know, let them know that the email is coming, that you're setting them up. Most of the time, my clients have already got all this going and set up by the time I've made the call. That's how easy it is, because once they log in and they see that, you know, add account and they've logged in and it looks like their bank screen as well when they're going in and putting their details. So it's either really easy to talk them through it over the phone, or easy to, you know, for them to do it themselves. And yeah, with Bunnings, the Bunnings ones, you know, they've all got their usernames and passwords. It's quick. And Dylan, can I just point out too, with the bank feeds, with the bank statements, the CSV files are also coming through. So when you've got to do a cleanup, or you've got one of those strange banks that don't have bank feeds coming through yet, the CSV files are automatically coming through every month as well, which makes that really easy too. You don't have to go chasing those.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, no, completely agree with you. And yeah, just like that ease of doing it. I know it looks easy on the webinar, but yeah, to have, like Leanne, you've had experience with getting these accounts added, and it
actually is that easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you so much for that. And then setting up rules. So before we jump into the filing cabinet, I just want to go through setting up rules. So we've fetched all the last 12 months worth of Telstra documents. And then what you can actually do is you can come up here and go to accounts, and you can actually set rules on how you want to publish this through to QBO. So if you go to, so I'll just go a little bit slower there. Sorry about that. So what I did is I clicked on accounts in the top right-hand corner there. That window appeared. And once that window appears, you'll see there that there's a little email or the details of that account there. Once you see that, you can click on that. And what you can do is you can actually set up account level rules. So this will apply to all of the documents that were historically fetched by Hubdoc for that Telstra login. So you can see in my destinations, I've got QBO there. So I can configure my rules for QBO by checking that box. I can choose where I want to publish it as a bill, expense, or vendor credit. In this case, I want to publish it as a bill. I want to do a telephone and internet account, so I can just quickly type that in and see that I can choose telephone and internet expenses there. And then I want my vendor to be Telstra. So from there, we'll go through all of these additional features when we're actually coding documents. But if I save that, that will actually apply those rules that we're going to use when we get to publishing in just a few moments. So really handy, really easy to add rules. And what it will do is it'll apply to everything. Now in terms of folder structure, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually go through manually uploading documents via ScanSnap and email in. But what happens is when we upload a document or we fetch a document, what we do is we create a folder. So what we have is we have the bills and statements folder. That's automatically created when you add an automated connection, and it will put all of your automated documents in there. So you can see CommBank and Telstra have both got a master folder under bills and statements. For anything that's uploaded, it's going to go in the uploads folder. And what we're going to do is when we extract the vendor name, we're actually going to create a folder for that vendor name and put those documents in it. Now, if you wanted to group all of your petrol documents together, you can create a folder called petrol, and you can put those documents in there. Now, Leanne, I know you don't just use the folders, because we've actually got other features that we have within Hubdoc that you use as well. So if you want to just talk us through those.
Yeah, so the tags and the notes, is that what
Yep.
you mean, Dylan? Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've created some workflows, and different clients have different workflows from within Hubdoc, so that I'm working with my client within Hubdoc with all of the scans going in there. I use the tag, so I've got a builder who will go through and approve all of his invoices. So I use the tags first to be approved folder. So as the receipts come in, I'll sit them all in there like to be approved. And you could use the the review tab as well, but we like to keep track, and he likes to just be able to go into one folder and know that everything that he's got to approve is sitting in that folder. And then once he's in that folder, we've got the notes. So the notes are within the bill that then he'll write a note for that job. To say, it's been approved, and if there's no job associated with that, he'll just put a little bit of a note on there. And then once that's been approved, I'll then add a tag for the job name and remove that to be approved tag. So then it creates the folder for each job, so that if he needs to go back through any invoices, if he's not getting into QBO, he'll just come into Hubdoc, because it's a lot easier for him now, and go into that tag, and then any invoices he needs to get to check for whatever reason later, they're all sitting in that underneath that tag for the job, and we keep all those there until the job's finished.
Yeah, perfect. So to show you Leanne's workflow in action, what I've done is I've quickly added a tag to some of our supply in our receipts and invoices here. And so you see I've got Telstra, Seek, and Apple. Now what we do is we file these based on supply name. But as Leanne mentioned, what she does is she has a tag for to be approved. And what will happen is when you go into that to be approved tag and you apply that tag, what you're going to see is, if it loads properly, so the internet is glitching here, the wonders of the cloud. So what you'll see is in that to be approved tag, that not only do we have Telstra, but we've also got Seek and Apple, all different suppliers. It doesn't matter where they come from. They're all in that to be approved folder. Now, once the client comes in and is happy for them to be approved, what Leanne's client does is they add a note and they say approved. And so they use that notes function. And so Leanne can come in, she can check that tag in the to be approved. She can see nice and easily on the document which one's got a note on it. So Telstra's got a note, check the note, approved there. So then what is going to happen is we're going to take the to be approved off. I've got a job code called Port Alpha. So we're going to add the Port Alpha job code there. And then what it's going to do is it's going to take it out of the to be approved tag and put it in the Port Alpha tag. And so when Leanne's coding those documents across to QBO, all the documents with that Port Alpha tag, are going to be sitting there. So you can see that Port Alpha tag with the Telstra document there, and it's been approved. So there is a really good workflow there from using tags, notes, and adding different tags and showing how that all works together. Now let's go through how to actually upload documents. So we've got the fetching side of things. We've got all of those coming in automatically. Now let's go through how to add receipts and invoices via paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn my webcam back on so that you can see this in action. So what I've actually got is the ScanSnap IX100 with me. So this is what we use for our internal bookkeeping, or Matt uses for our internal bookkeeping here at Hubdoc. And what I've got is I've actually got some documents. So I've got some documents that we're going to be scanning in. But first, I want to show you how easy it is to set up the ScanSnap scanner. So I just want to drag this across. So see if I can change this doc preference. Okay, so we may not be able to do this, but basically what I've done is there's a way to set up ScanSnap. So what it does is it actually sends in the documents to a specific folder, and not only to a specific folder, but it also splits those documents for you. So let's see if we can get the settings page up. I'll see if I can bring it on the screen. So hopefully, there we go. We can all see that. Thanks for bearing with me there. And so what you can see is what I've done is I've set an application, I've done none, scan to file. And what I've done is I've saved it to a ScanSnap folder. And what I've done is I've done this all within a single page profile. So what single page profile means is that when I go to file option and I click on my option, what I'm doing is I'm generating one PDF file per one page. And this is all set up within the single page profile. So you can set up different profiles for whatever workflow works best for you. And so when you've got that single page profile, every document that you put through the scanner is going to be split out into a separate PDF document, making it nice and easy to drag and drop into Hubdoc. And so from there, what I've done is I've actually converted these all to searchable PDF. And what that'll do is it'll actually allow Hubdoc's machine learning process to automatically extract the information in a few seconds. And we're going to see that in action as well. So that's a new feature that we've brought out in the recently, and you're going to see that coming across more and more documents. So we do ScanSnap setups and we help you set up all of your profiles and things like that, but it's super easy to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually get some documents, we're going to scan them in. So I've got a Jetstar invoice and a Seek paper document. Now simply put that in. For the first one, you do have to press the start button, and then what you'll see is that automatically feeds through. I now have my second document. I'm just going to automatically feed that through as well. And you can see there that it's actually splitting those automatically for me, so that it's creating multiple pages. So you got page 1, page 2. It's going to do all of those for me automatically and extract them. And then from there, what I can do is I can actually browse. I can get those documents that have been automatically uploaded for me using ScanSnap and drag and drop. If I can get it back, drag and drop those into Hubdoc. So we're going to get those documents out. I've just accidentally dragged one into the wrong folder, and so we'll get that out of there. So we're going to get that one, and we're going to get my Jetstar invoice as well, and put that in there as well. And so we're going to pull those documents into Hubdoc. So you're going to see those come in just a few moments. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to close out of this window. And what you're going to see is that they're automatically brought into Hubdoc. Now, not only that, but what you can see here is you can actually see that we've instantly extracted the information from them. So users who are used to using Hubdoc, I'm just going to turn off my webinar screen again. So users who are used to using Hubdoc and seeing a blue clock there, what we'll do is we're actually going to extract the key information straight away. So it's about 5 seconds that it takes to bring those documents in, and then straight away we've extracted the key information there. So if I pop open the edit data bar and look at that Jetstar invoice, what you'll see there is that we've extracted the vendor name, the invoice number, and the date, all automatically, all straight away. And then what we've also done is we've also applied your rules for QBO. So we've extracted the total amount, you've applied your tax rules, and we've applied your QBO destination rules as well. So that is literally how long it takes. All you need to do is check that document and then publish it across to QBO. Same with that Seek invoice that we just uploaded as well. So that one's come in automatically, and straight away you can see there that we've pulled out all the key information and that you can publish that across to QBO. Now, we don't just do the basic stuff. We don't just publish as bill, expense, and vendor credit, or just the vendor name. We also allow you to set terms. So you can have net 15, net 30, and set that at a supplier level. Not only that, we allow you to choose your location, and we also allow you to choose line items if you want to handle line items. And I know that there's additional features like projects and things like that that is available in QBO. I'll let the QBO specialist tackle those ones and how they operate. So Leanne, if you want to go through how the projects and the tracking classes work for me, help me out with that one.
Yeah, so the different categories that you can have in QBO are your locations, your classes, your sub-customers, and then also your projects now. So you can track your locations. It'll all sync back to QBO, pick up those locations from QBO. So the location that Dylan's showing there is the actual location in QBO. You can track that back to. If you go on to the multiple line items, so click on a multiple line item, you can also categorize each line item by class and by customer. So if you and also make it billable. So if you've got billable charges turned on in QBO, you can select to make that billable back to the customer and pick up the customer and project. So on that customer line is where you would pick up your sub-customer or project there. So Dylan's got some projects already set up. And then if you're just doing a single line, and that's, if you're splitting it out over multiple line items, if you were just doing a single line item, you could just do, if you just save and close that or cancel that,
yeah.
Dylan.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to listen to me.
Then you can just do, you would just do your account there. So that's your account going back to your chart of accounts, and then just pick your class in the next line.
Yep.
And then your project or sub-customer, where it's got customer, you can pick that up there, and then also select to make it billable. So all of that will feed back into QBO for your categorizing.
Perfect. Thank you so much for helping me out with that one.
No worries.
So that is amazing. So that shows you how to use ScanSnap. So again, what you can do is you can scan to folder in using that profile setting. So I'll just go back to my ScanSnap settings and bring that up for you. So if I go to settings here, I've got my profile. I've actually got it set to scan to file, and that's where I brought it in and dragged and dropped from that folder. Not that seamlessly, but it is. If you actually grab the documents correctly, you can have it open straight away and just double click on those documents, open them and bring them in. And then there's also ways that you can use scan to email, scan to print, etc. Now I know, Leanne, you use the scan to email function.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. So yeah, a lot of my clients now, that I don't, like I said, don't go on site that much anymore, that were maybe sending me in envelopes of receipts, or taking photos and scanning them, if they and scanning them on other scanners. I've kind of getting most of them now to make the small investment into a minimum snap scan, say that around the right way, 100, and just setting them up so that they're all coming in, sending them to email, and then they'll automatically come in, so I don't have to even upload them. I just log into Hubdoc and their receipts are already coming in there.
Perfect. Yeah, so it's a really handy tool, and we can show you the email function as well, just from a normal email. Because what you can do is, say you've got supplier invoices, like Leanne mentioned, where suppliers are emailing you and they're emailing you copies of documents. So Jetstar's a good example. Other suppliers out there, a lot of people do email those invoices. What you can do is you can email them into Hubdoc. So at Hubdoc, we do allow you to upload documents via a scanner and drag and drop them, just like we showed. You can scan those to the unique intake email, but you can also auto forward to this email. So if you've got a client with an email account, take that time on that call when you're setting up the automated connections to set up auto forwarding rules, so that when that supplier emails the client, that email automatically goes to Hubdoc, to save you having the hassle of actually asking the client, can you email that document that the supplier sent you into Hubdoc? Just set it up to automatically come to that unique intake email. You can customize this, make it nice and easy to remember. You can see here, I've got mine as Sunshine Shipping at app.hubdoc.com. And so that will automatically come in to Hubdoc. So when you are emailing in that document, your client can also add notes. So you can see here, I actually got that Jetstar invoice attached to this email. I'm emailing it into that Sunshine Shipping at app.hubdoc.com. And what I've done is I've added a note to this email. So I've done hashtag note, domestic travel, hashtag note. And what that will do is when I send that in, all documents that come into Hubdoc come in straight away. Just like when you saw that document drag and dropped from the computer, comes in straight away. There's that blue clock I was mentioning, and there's that instant extraction from that machine learning data extraction I was mentioning too. So if I refresh and view those changes, you can see there that what's going to happen is that when I refresh that, what it's going to do is it's going to show me all of that key information that is on that Jetstar invoice. And not only that, you can see that there's that note, that domestic travel note attached to that document as well. So super, super important to allow your client to send you additional information when they are sending in receipts or invoices. Perfect. Okay, so we've just got a little moment here where Hubdoc's taking a few seconds to load everything up. But what you can then do is, like we mentioned, we can use those rules that so Hubdoc's just refreshing itself here on the back end. And so what you can do is you can use those rules to automatically publish documents across. So there's that Jetstar document, domestic travel, and from there you can see that you've got your rules. So you've got that instant data extraction and you've got your rules automatically applied. And if you wanted to use those tracking categories or customers or projects like Leanne referred to, you can apply those as well. Awesome, so that's the review. When they're in review, you can publish those across. Once you've published them across, they're going to go to archived. And so you can see that Seek document and that Jetstar document are already in archived. Now, this is where the power of the automated reconciliation comes in. So we've added the receipts, whether it be from email, ScanSnap. We have a mobile app as well if your clients want to take photos, and we shouldn't undersell that at all because your clients can be on the road with that mobile app snapping photos of those documents, and we'll pull that data in as well. And again, every single document that's uploaded into Hubdoc, whether it's by phone, by email, whatever the case may be, when those documents are uploaded into Hubdoc, they come in straight away. So it doesn't matter what document it is. I'm just going to upload a random document here so that you can just see straight away that document is going to be available. So you can then choose rules on how you want to publish that through to QBO. Perfect. So once it is in Hubdoc, what you can do is you can publish those across. Now, let's get out of the apps tab and let's get into expenses. And this is where you're going to be doing your reconciliation. So let the auto bank reconciliation begin. So what we're going to see here is that we've got the Telstra document, we've got the Jetstar document, we've got the Seek document. And so once they're all there, you can see when I click on one, so if I click on that Jetstar invoice, transactions created, the source document is attached as you need it to be to make sure that your QBO file is audit proofed. So ensuring that that is the case. And then from there, if you go to banking and you choose the banking section, what you're going to see is that you have recognized transactions there. So when we go across, click on view, you can see there that you've got your bills there and you can match off that transaction. If you've got your Telstra document there, you can match off that as well. So choose that one, match off that, choose off this one, match off that. And then if it's something here like this Jetstar document, may not have added, but if you look here and you go find match, what it'll do is it'll actually bring up that open bill, looks for it. Okay, that one's a match too. Perfect. I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to match off that as well. And then what we've done is we've just reconciled 3 transactions that we've published across from Hubdoc. And like I mentioned, any of those recent transactions as well are going to be created. They're going to have the source documents attached. They're going to be marked as paid using QBO. And that's the power of QBO and that matching functionality there as well. So you can see there, source document is attached. That same one that came across from Hubdoc. It's not a link back to Hubdoc. It's actually in your QBO account so that your client's QBO file is audit proofed. Perfect. So that is the power of QBO, and that's the power of the automated bank reconciliation. So again, just going through that workflow again, upload your fetch your documents using add account. If the documents are available on an online portal, get your clients to input those login credentials. We're going to fetch them automatically. We're going to fetch them every single month for you. You're never going to have to chase a client for those ones again. For those transactions, you can automatically get the document, instantly get the data from it, and publish it across to QBO. And then for the paper documents, get a ScanSnap, upload the documents via ScanSnap. If you want to use the IX100, it's a nice little portable one. What you can also see, if I just create the video again, you can see the IX500 behind me as well. This one is a desktop one, so you can upload, I think, up to 50 documents in it. And it doesn't matter what document size, you can have little paper receipts, you can have big A4 invoices. Put it all in, use those settings to split the documents and drag and drop them into Hubdoc. Or like Leanne uses, she automatically emails those in to the specific intake email of that client's account. From there, documents are all available instantly. So if it's one that is using our old extraction tool, it will be here with a blue clock overnight. You can input the information straight away though. You don't have to wait for us to do it. If it's the last night before BAS and you need to put it in, you can. If it's going to go through our machine learning data extraction, like you saw with those Jetstar invoices that we added in, we're going to extract it straight away for you, and then you can publish those across to QBO. And this is going to be the future of Hubdoc, this machine learning data extraction. You're going to see more and more of it. So if you're a long-time user of Hubdoc, you're going to find that more and more of your documents that you upload to Hubdoc are going to be extracted instantly that way. From there, once the documents are all in Hubdoc, again, automatically filing them. If you want to add tags or notes, you can use those workflow tools like Leanne mentioned as well. And then from there, what we do is we publish those through to QBO, and that amazing functionality of those recognized transactions that we saw in action allowed us to quickly and easily match off all of those invoices. And that is the power of automated reconciliation using Hubdoc, QBO, and ScanSnap. So it's an amazing stack of products, and we'll be going through a little bit more detail of these together in a moment. So if there's any questions about the demo, please put those into the GoToWebinar question panel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back into the slide deck now. I'm going to share my screen again, so hopefully everyone can see the presentation again. And so, like I mentioned during the webinar, every advisor gets a free VIP account. You can get these from app.hubdoc.com/sign up. But obviously, being a strategic partner of QBO, you can go to www.hubdoc.com/pro-advisor, and that will get your pro advisor account from Hubdoc. Not only that, we also offer certification courses for pro advisors, so you can get pro advisor Hubdoc certified at learn.hubdoc.com, and you can also reach out to us at support@hubdoc.com.au or call us on 087 444 5026. And if you did miss the start of the webinar, what you'll find is that our support is incredible. It's 24/7. During work hours in Sydney, we do operate absolutely within the hour, so we'll get back to you straight away for any queries that you have. If it's after hours, it may take a little bit longer, but we do support nights and weekends, public holidays, everything, because we know that work never sleeps for our trusted advisors. Now, remember www.kahoot.it. If you haven't registered, we're going to be doing that game in just a moment. So please get that registered to win the ScanSnap IX100 that I just went through, that demo. So 2613825 is the code to register for that. And we're going to be doing that in just a moment. Perfect. Now, one thing I want to raise with everyone is when you're going to be receiving a follow-up email regarding this webinar, there's going to be a poll on that email. Now, that poll is going to be related to a promotion. So if you're interested in seeing Hubdoc being bundled with ScanSnap and with QBO accounts, and you want to have that as that joint automated workflow, we're in talks with QBO. We're sort of looking into that as an option. If that's something that you'd be interested in, please vote on that poll, as we'd love to get your support behind it and see if there's something that we can bring to market for you to allow you to get this like one-stop automated reconciliation package that you can then offer as part of your service offering. Perfect. So now I'm just going to stop sharing my screen now. And I'm just going to turn off the video, and we're going to get into Kahoot. So if you can all please register for that. So if you didn't get it, it's 2613825. We currently have 58 players. I know there's 107 people on this webinar. currently. So we've got quite a few people that haven't registered yet. So if we can get up to, there we go, we've got people coming in now. This is awesome. Great. So what we'll try and do is we'll give it just a few moments. We want to keep this short and sweet for everyone. So if everyone can get to www.kahoot.it and jump on there. Awesome. We'll give everyone another 30 seconds. I'll time it down for you.
We're getting a countdown as well, Dylan.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We get one last one. All right, that's it. All right, we're starting. Okay. So you're gonna have 10 seconds per question. So it's nice and quick. It's based on speed and accuracy of answers. So we're gonna start that right now. So the game has started. So if you're ready for your ScanSnap IX100 quiz, let's go. So how many days out of date is the average QBO file? So there's 1,000 points up for grabs. So let's get those answers in. Is it 20 days, 40 days, 60 days, or 80 days? Okay, we've only got a few people answering, so guys, got to be a little bit quicker when you are answering those. So once the question comes up, you want to be nice and quick and jump on those. So it's actually 60 days out of date. So no one got that one, but let's jump on to the next one. And everyone's still in the exact same chance. So 10 seconds, question will appear on the screen, and then you've got 10 seconds to answer it. So if everyone's ready, next question. How many automated connections does Hubdoc have globally? Is it 800 plus, 200 plus, 400 plus, or 100 plus? Perfect, everyone's much more on the ball this time. This is awesome. Great, it's 800 plus, so 11 people got that. Good work. So we have Anne leading the charge. Great work, Anne. Okay, third question. Everyone's still got a good chance. So these are the trick questions now. So everyone's in with an even chance. What is the name of Hubdoc's robot? We've got a robot mascot. That's him there. What's his name? Is it Bender, Auto, Frank the Tank, or Robo? And it's Auto. Nice work, everyone. So 10 of you got that.
Say we're having issues.
Did you get a few answers, Dylan? I think there's a few people having some issue with the kind of the online game. And sorry, guys, it's not something we control. Something we're trying.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, we are getting like we're getting about half the responses. So yeah, so if you're not getting questions, maybe you didn't register in time. Not too sure. This is definitely a first for us. But yeah, we're definitely getting some answers coming through. So I'm sorry.
We get a few answers at least. So yeah, they may have kind of timeouts with the people that didn't register.
Yeah, so sorry about that, guys, if you didn't get a chance to register in time. So we're up to our third question. Suna is in front. So next question and final question. What sport do I play? What is my sport of choice? Bit of a trick question. If you were there at the start of the webinar, you would definitely know the answer. If you don't, have a guess. Probably not what you'd expect. And it's ice hockey. So congratulations to everyone that was at the start of the webinar. I'm a goaltender in ice hockey. Okay, so it's the moment of truth. Who won the ScanSnap IX100? And it's Suna. Congratulations, Suna. We'll reach out to you after the webinar as well to get you your IX100. Definitely Pra and Mel, special mentions to you for getting second and third. Unfortunately, we only have one ScanSnap to give away. We'd love to give away a ton, but we've only got one. So yeah, thank you everyone for participating in today's in the quiz. As I mentioned, if you have any questions about anything at all regarding Hubdoc, you can always reach us at support@hubdoc.com.au. Or you can call us on 08 7444 5026. So yeah, so really easy to reach out to us if you've got any questions. Now also, remember that in that follow-up email, there will be a poll regarding a bundle deal between Hubdoc, QBO, and ScanSnap. Now, we're just sort of gauging interest on this. So if there is any interest at all, we'd love you to vote on that. And if you'd like us to bring these products as a group to market, please vote on that poll, and we'll be getting in touch with you after that is finalized. So thank you everyone for attending today's webinar. I really hope you got something out of it, understanding a little bit.
Just before, to make sure, there's a few questions. I don't know if you have time to take a few.
Perfect. Yeah, we've got some questions. So yeah, we've got questions.
There's stacks of questions. Good questions.
So a lot of questions on the quiz, which didn't work. So unfortunately, that's the first try. I apologize for the people that didn't make it.
Yep, my apologies, everyone. I really do apologize. Okay, so let's go through these questions. We'll get through as many as we can.
And while you do that, do you mind putting, there's always a question about the pricing. I'm not sure if you can pop up your pricing page for everyone to look at while you have some.
So for pricing for advisors, it is $27.50 per client per month. Now we do give advisors wholesale discounts. So if you want more details about that, just reach out to us at support@hubdoc.com.au. For some details about that. Now, obviously, for small businesses, it's $27.50 per client per month, but we want to allow you to support those. So if you want any details about that, those wholesale discounts that we offer you, just reach out to us at support@hubdoc.com.au. But yeah, $27.50 per client per month, inclusive of GST, is the starting price of Hubdoc for unlimited. So everything you saw today is included in that price. There's no tiered based on documents or anything like that. Perfect. There was a question about a discount for Hubdoc. Not too sure on that one. I'll have to get back to you on that. So if your question was about the Hubdoc discount, please email us at support@hubdoc.com.au. and let us know there what that's in regards to. So staff can get access to the VIP account if you want to give them access. It's just by default, when you add a staff member, they don't get access to the practice account. But we give staff free accounts for life. So yeah. I use 2 business accounts. So if you've got a client that's only got 2 business accounts and all the rest are personal, is it possible to get the 10+ accounts in that case? Yes, we fetch everything available on the portal. So when you're dealing with bank accounts, we fetch everything available. If there's a mix of personal and business, you can choose whether you want to hide those business accounts, personal accounts, sorry. So if you want to hide those personal accounts, then you can certainly do that. So yeah, so if there's some, that should be answered there as well. How far back does Hubdoc go? Hubdoc goes back as far as what's available on the portal. So whatever's available on the portal, Hubdoc will be able to fetch those documents. So we just need to make sure those PDF statements are available and that they're available on the portal. Now, next question. Can you split bills into multiple expenses? Yep, using that multiple button, like we showed with Leanne and going through those, we can definitely do that. So yeah, we do allow you to split multiple line items. Okay, so someone asked about tags. If you have a question about tags, I don't have time to demo it again, I'm sorry. But if you go to support@hubdoc.com.au, we can send you some resources on how to do that. So the difference between a folder and a tag. Folder is based on supplier name and is automatically created by Hubdoc when we extract the document. Tags are workflow tools that group documents by something other than supplier name. Awesome. Yes, so someone asked, can this work with other scanners? It definitely can. We've partnered with Fujitsu because, as we said, we think that they're the best in the business at what they do. They allow you to not only split to PDF, but they also OCR the documents for you and allow the machine learning model to look over those documents. Okay, if you've got any issues related to Hubdoc, please reach out to us at support@hubdoc.com.au and our awesome support team will get back to you. So ScanSnap, can it recognize handwriting? ScanSnap will just scan the document in. Hubdoc will be able to recognize info from handwriting, so our extraction tool will be able to do that. Is ScanSnap IX500 compatible? Most definitely. IX500 is a great tool to use with Hubdoc. What's the difference between two email addresses that are showing in settings? So the two different emails in settings, one is the email linked to the account, the unique intake email, and that's used for login. The unique intake email is the one that you email documents to. So when you're in Hubdoc, I could probably show you this actually. When you're in Hubdoc and you go to accounts, you go to profile. So the email here, this is the one that you use to log into the account. This one here, this uploading files via email, this is where you can edit it. That is the one that is for emailing documents into. So good question. So when setting up GST, so this is actually anyone that's on the webinar still, really important one that we probably didn't raise the importance of. With Hubdoc and handling GST, when you set up QBO and connect it in the destinations tab here, and you connect it up, you must select publish tax data. So that checkbox there will bring in your tax rates from QBO and allow you to set up rules based on the tax rates in your QBO account. So really handy tool there. Thanks for everyone sticking around. Sorry we didn't get that on the main webinar. But yeah, so 10% and 0% non-capital are my default tax rate and default tax exempt rates there. So yeah, so what is the AU dollar cost per month per client? It's $27.50 inclusive of GST. How do we upload an invoice via their work email address? Simply auto forward it to that intake email that we showed before. So if you get an email, auto forward it to that email address and you'll get those in. So yep, if you want the list of connections, just reach out to us at support@hubdoc.com.au and we'll send you that list of Australian specific connections. How does ScanSnap go with double-sided invoices? ScanSnap allows you to, the ScanSnap IX100 is single-sided, but you can put it in twice. ScanSnap IX500 is double-sided and can do two-sided scanning as well. So if you don't make a searchable PDF, is it quicker if you do? It's definitely, searchable PDFs are what our machine learning model reads. So if you want Hubdoc to get smarter and extract those faster, with our current machine learning model, extract them as readable PDF documents. Can I take photos of receipts and send them straight into Hubdoc? You definitely can. We have a mobile app that's available. If you don't want to use the mobile app, you can just snap a photo and email it in using your smartphone as well. But there's definitely a mobile app that you can use, most definitely. What about credit cards? That's second security SMS. So we handle two-factor authentication. The only thing we don't handle is one-time token logins. So if you've got a one-time token, what I recommend doing is setting up a read-only login for that client's bank account. Usually cost-free to set up, and they don't usually require a token login because it's read-only access, and that's all Hubdoc uses. So that's all we need to fetch those documents. Is Hubdoc available for MYOB? Hubdoc isn't currently available for MYOB, but we are looking at ways to integrate with it. But today's all about QBO and how to integrate with QBO. So we're a strategic QBO partner for a reason, and that's just because their API is far superior and why we have that integration.
There's no question you cannot answer, Dylan.
What was that, sorry?
You're pretty good at answering all the questions. There's nothing you can answer. Yeah. So if there's any question we didn't answer, we'll email kind of the responses out. We'll work with Dylan offline. So thanks everyone for joining, and looking forward to have you on next webinar. Thanks, Dylan.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Dylan.
Thanks, Leanne.